The Philippines is home to many indigenous cultural communities and indigenous peoples, also known as ICCs or IPs. These communities have preserved their traditions, languages, and ancestral lands for generations. However, many indigenous groups continue to face challenges such as land disputes, discrimination, and lack of access to basic services. To protect their rights and preserve their culture, the Philippine government created the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or NCIP. The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or NCIP, is a government agency in the Philippines responsible for protecting and promoting the rights and welfare of indigenous peoples. It also serves as the primary agency that recognizes and safeguards the rights of ICCs or IPs. ICCs or Indigenous Cultural Communities refer to groups of people who have continuously lived as organized communities with their own culture, traditions, and identity. IPs or Indigenous people are groups who maintain their unique social and cultural traditions and have historical ties to their ancestral domains. NCIP plays an important role in ensuring that indigenous peoples are respected, protected, and included in national development while preserving their cultural identity.
The NCIP was established through Republic Act No. 8371, also known as Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act or EPRA of 1997. The EPRA law is considered a landmark law because it officially recognizes and protects the rights of indigenous peoples in the Philippines. It recognizes their rights to ancestral domains, self-governance, social justice, human rights, and cultural integrity. The government created the NCIP to ensure that indigenous peoples have representation and protection against exploitation, displacement, and discrimination. The NCIP is headed by commissioners representing different ethnographic regions in the Philippines. It also has regional and provincial offices that directly coordinate with indigenous communities nationwide. Its major functions are protect ancestral land and domains, issues certificates and ancestral domain title, promote indigenous culture and traditions, ensure indigenous peoples' participation in governance, provide legal assistance and policy support, monitor violations of indigenous rights. One of the most important responsibilities of NCIP is the recognition of ancestral domains or land traditionally owned by indigenous communities.
One example of NCIP's role in protecting indigenous rights is the issuance of ancestral domains title to indigenous communities in Cordillera region.
Through the NCIP, many indigenous groups were able to secure legal recognition of their ancestral lands, helping protect them from illegal land grabbing and exploitation. The agency also assists communities in asserting their rights of free and fair informed consent or FPIC before companies or projects can operate within ancestral domains. Despite existing laws, many indigenous people still experience challenges such as poverty, displacement, environmental destruction, and limited access to education and healthcare. Some communities also face street from mining activities amid conflict and discrimination. Possible resolution are stronger implementation of IPRA, greater government support, respect for indigenous tradition, better access to education and healthcare, stronger protection of ancestral domains.
The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples continues to play a vital role in protecting the dignity, culture, and rights of indigenous peoples in the Philippines. As citizens, it is important for us to respect cultural diversity and support the rights of indigenous communities. Because protecting indigenous peoples means protecting the nation's history, identity, and the future.